Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Drew, and I want to welcome you back to Learn How to See Better. It's the only podcast out there that'll improve your vision the longer you listen. So I'm glad that you're with me today because I want to really spend a minute or two talking about discipline. I know, yeah, discipline. The word nobody likes to talk about. But the funny thing about it is we're more familiar with talking about disappointment than we are discipline, aren't we? Just think about it for a minute. When was the last time you were disappointed? Can you think of it? Has someone disappointed you recently? Have you disappointed yourself recently? It's easy to come up with all sorts of instances where somebody's maybe let you down, right? And I mention that now because it's really one of those things where discipline can actually be a game changer here. And it's a function of mindset because I want to show you an example how disappointment without discipline can destroy a dream vacation. Sounds a little bit crazy, but follow along with me. So I'm ready to take a trip to Hawaii. A beautiful, luxurious getaway. My wife and I taking a luxurious vacation for our anniversary. The dates are set. The weather's great. The bags are packed. Everything's on time. We got coverage for the kids. It's grown-ups vacation. We're headed out of town. Won't be back for a while. It'll be a nice getaway. Long overdue. So much anticipation, right? Get to the airport. Everything's looking good. Bags checked. No traffic. Weather's right. We get there. We're waiting. And we get an alert that says there's going to be a little bit of a delay. Not a problem. Not even thinking about discipline. At this point, because, little travel delays to be expected. Hey, just getting back into the swing of things with travel, right? So all of a sudden, the delay time passed about 90 minutes. And they hop back on and say, it's actually turning out to be a little bit longer. I know we said we'd get you another plane, but yeah, we're going to have to wait several hours. So your 10 a.m. flight that got delayed to 11:30 is now 6 p.m. Oh boy, right? We're taking a trip from Arizona to Hawaii. Non-stop, mind you. Not too many places to stop between. So you shift the flight by half a day. It kind of shifts the trip by half a day. But it's all right. It's all right. We're working through it. We said, let's be creative. But at this point, could you imagine being in my shoes? First a delay, then another delay when you're just expecting everything to be on time. It's an easy opportunity to say, golly, maybe it wasn't meant to be. This is so frustrating. How come this? How come that? Maybe point some fingers, raise our voice. But no, we said, hey, we got time on our hands. It's barely noon. Let's go enjoy the day. It's a hot day here in Phoenix. Let's go cool off somewhere. Let's go leave the airport. Let's head out. Let's go hang out for a while. Spend some time. So we do that, go have lunch off site, do a couple of things. And the funny part about it is we get back, a couple hours in advance of the flight. And we get checked in, go settle down. We say, let's just have a seat over here and have a beverage real fast while we wait for the time to tick and the flight to arrive. And lo and behold, the delay turned into a cancellation. The flight got canceled. Phoenix to Hawaii for the anniversary canceled the day before our anniversary, actually, right? And we're sitting there thinking, wow, isn't this fascinating? And this is where you get a real test of your discipline. Do you have it? Is it available to kick in? Because we're starting to think through all the things. Wait a minute. The flight that, was delayed half a day is now delayed a full day. Catch the same flight tomorrow where our trip just got shorter. And we've already paid for certain things like the hotel. Interesting. And that baby coverage that we got, yeah, that's already scheduled and kind of planned out. So potentially wrecks the plans. There's a big lightning bolt, in the middle of the parade, right? Rained out. So we said, hey, you know what? We bring our sunshine to the parade. I've heard the saying, you could plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather. In this case, you can't predict the flight pattern or the flight equipment. But the fact of the matter is, no one in the world I'd rather be with in the moment than who I was with. So why be disappointed? It's time to be disciplined and say, hey, great, looks like we get to have date night in Phoenix with babysitter coverage, right? So the point I'm making here is an opportunity to really feel like, our anniversary's ruined. All this stuff happened, got in the way. It's all messed up, right? It's not going to be the same. We were able to move into action mode, into problem solving mode, and say, hey, how can we be resourceful here, right? It's the eve of our anniversary. Flight's been delayed. Flights got canceled. We got hotels booked that we need to make sure we can still get into and don't get canceled automatically. And right, we paid for that. How's that work? Can we get babysitter? How does that work? Oh my, we wasted money, lost time. We've gone so far, but we chose not to adopt that mindset. It's kind of like this. If you're upset, then you reset. It's really about outwitting the devil here. And so we just took a moment to say, how can we turn these lemons to lemonade? How can we make this a good thing? We're with each other. Let's have a blast. Went out to a nice dinner. And we basically rolled back the clock, made some arrangements in our plan, and said, let's do this again tomorrow. And so by applying discipline to a situation instead of disappointment, what we were able to do was still have an amazing trip. We essentially dug into a bag of tricks and we were able to reallocate our resources so that we kind of just slid the whole trip a day down. We were able to get extra kid coverage a day. We were able to work out our hotel arrangements so that we were able to, you still had to pay that first night, but you're able to get the extra night, most importantly, right? I'd rather have to pay a little penalty than be without on the last night. So it all worked out great. And in the end, what happened? Most importantly, we got to do what we intended to do, right? Which was spend the quality time together and enjoy each other's presence. But along with that, we got to visit 2 islands, got to go to Kauai, got to go to Maui. We really didn't lose any time because we were resourceful and creative with discipline of a problem-solving attitude to manifest the desired outcome. Positive outlook, positive outcome, right? No lost time, no lost coverage. It was a great experience. We had great weather, great fun. And again, the fact that the sunshine comes from within. Heck, we even got rained on in Hawaii a little bit, but that's okay. Sunshine still came out. We still went on a submarine. We still got to fly in an airplane, watch the sunset, watch the sunrise, eat a fantastic dinner, have great conversations, laughs, comedy, magic, you name it. It was a blast. And I might have missed some things. But the point being is take this mentality, this simple example, this simple little tale from my travels, where I had every opportunity, some would argue every right on your day to really get fired up because things didn't go your way, right? We've heard the song, "It's my party, I'll cry if I want to." So we might feel a little entitled on certain instances that things ought to go right. The prom ought to be perfect. The wedding day ought to be perfect. The birthday ought to have no tears, nothing but gifts and joy. But sometimes there are things that are out of the blue, that jump out at you. There's curveballs thrown your way. Do you still swing? Or do you frown and complain? So this is just a message of motivation and how our outlook can really determine our outcome. But it just requires a little bit of discipline. I've been practicing this for some time now. I've even got a couple other episodes about this topic, about how to discipline your disappointment, right? How to have discipline to disappointment, even if you're a business owner or a parent, right? There's so many instances where we have to learn to look at our scenario, our current situation, and think about the thoughts running through our head and ask ourselves, what's the conversation we want to have here, right? We want to have a conversation about how bad it is or how great it's going to be once we're able to make a few of these adjustments. So it may not always pan out perfectly, but that's the idea. That's the mentality. That's the philosophy. That's the approach. That's the game plan. And trust me, it's a game changer. Change your frustration into fascination. Discipline your disappointment. Strengthen that mindset. And you too will enjoy many, many benefits and amazing opportunities to express your resourcefulness, your creativity, to exercise those mental muscles and really have it work for you in all situations. So that's the tip of the day I wanted to share with you here on this episode of Learn How to See Better. How can this affect your vision the next time you're disappointed? Can you apply a little discipline to it? Maybe change the whole thing around. So with that, hope you enjoyed this. Share it with a friend who might need it, and tune in to the next episode of Learn How to See Better. Once again, this is your host, Drew Davis. Thanks for listening. Catch you on the next one.